Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Ken from the Celluloid Collective, and this is another episode of Bringing It Back from the Dead. So I ordered a camera from eBay. The goal was $50 budget. I got it for $47. My main objective for this video is just one of many examples of me showing you guys that you can buy cameras and get into shooting film without breaking the bank. I'm gonna do more videos like this where I get cameras that are like under $100. This one in particular, I haven't seen yet. We're gonna open it live right now. I don't know, I mean, other than the photos, I don't know what the condition of it is. I'm pretty sure it's good based off of what I read, and at most I might have to change the seals. But again, even if you don't have to change the seals or do any repairs, you can get cameras from eBay or wherever for under 50 bucks or less and take awesome photos on them. I mean, good example, I have this Nikkormat 2000 here. It's my trusty everyday go-to. I got this thing for like $25, $30 on eBay, just the body, and it's the best. I mean, it has full manual controls, so my point is you can shoot film and it's not expensive. You do not need a $2,000, $1,500, $900 camera to get good images off of film. So the first thing we'll do in this video, we're gonna open this box. We're gonna see what this camera looks like, what its condition is. We're gonna go from there. The whole point is bringing film back from the dead, bringing this camera back from the dead. If I have to make repairs, you're gonna see me do it. I don't think we will. And then we're gonna shoot it, we're gonna test it, we're gonna take it for a spin. Let's open this thing up and let's see what we're working with. I haven't seen this yet other than the photos. I got this camera for $47 on eBay. It looked like it was in great condition from the images, you know, just body only. Let's see what happens. All right. So we've got the packing slip. Great, don't care. Not really sure where the camera is in here, but we're gonna find out. All right, we've got it. Okay, let's open this thing up and see what we're working with. We're gonna check the overall condition. I don't think there's a battery in it, which is fine. These used to take mercury batteries, which now they're swapped out for alkaline. So again, when I test this, which you'll see coming up, I will have it fully operational, and let's go for this. I'm pretty pumped on this because as much as I love Nikon cameras and I love the F series, basically I've always wanted like an F3. And I mean, I could get one, but I'm cheap, so I like to get cameras that are affordable. This company is pretty awesome. So they're called Used Photo Pro. I'm not affiliated with them. We are not sponsored by them by any means, but I give them respect because a lot of the time when you order stuff off of eBay, it just comes in a box thrown in. These guys have it bubble wrapped, plastic wrapped, and that's promising, which makes me think that we've got a pretty decent camera on our hands for $47. So let's see what we're working with. All right, again, Nikkormat FTN, the black body. Got a little sticker here. Cover the front element. All right, so we've unpackaged the camera. Honestly, it looks pretty clean at first glance. Like, I don't see any major cosmetic issues. There is some engraving here on the top from the previous owner, which, whatever, hey, it adds character. There's no dents. There's minor little scuffs. There's some fading on the paint for the branding, but I mean, this camera feels awesome. It's all metal body. Again, it's mechanical. It has a fully manual shutter, fully manual ISO. So you have full control. Nothing is auto on here. You have shutter. You have bulb all the way to 1/1000th of a second, 1 second. So you have a lot of options here. I mean, it's a fully manual camera. You've got your ASA setting or ISO setting. So it goes as low as 12 ISO and as high as 1600 ISO, which is pretty rad. Shutter seems to work great. Go ahead and see if we can. I mean, honestly, guys, for $47, this Nikkormat FTN is sweet. I'm pumped on it. I think a lot of people would be. I mean, this is a really cool camera. Got a hot shoe mount. I mean, again, this camera was made in the 1960s. I mean, you have full manual controls here. So let's go ahead and open up the back and see how clean everything is. I've never opened up this camera, but I assume it's very similar to others. All right. So the shutter window looks really clean. The inside of this looks super clean. It's hard to tell. The seals, as you can see, we will have to replace the seals, but honestly, that's like a $10 situation. It's just new felt. You can order these online. Very easy to install. I actually have a new seal kit here. Look, I mean, this thing is super clean, guys. All right, so it's got like a small little scuff on the shutter window, but I mean, no dents, doesn't look like there's any holes. I mean, the pressure plate looks super clean. I mean, man, like, here's what I was saying, like, the branding, sure, the paint's wearing off. I mean, this camera's from the 60s. You have some engraving here at the top from the previous owner. Not an issue. Sorry, Brian, didn't really know that your full name was on there, but again, it adds character. I don't know who Brian is, but they probably shot some awesome photos on this camera. I have a seal replacement kit here for this camera. I got it off of eBay for $12. It will probably take me 15 minutes to replace the seals. If I can get this tape off here. I'm impressed with these companies. Everything's packaged really nicely. So all the seals are, I mean, as you can see, just these little tiny felt strips. Not a ton to them. You have the main strips for the door. And then you have the side strips here that seal the light. I mean, the nice thing about this, there's no window, so you don't have any issues with potential light leaks from there. It's really just the seals around here. And even then, part of me, I'm not going to do it, but part of me would be curious to shoot this camera just as is and see what the results are. But because it doesn't take that long, they give you, this is so you can push in these tiny little felt strips into the very small cracks. We will go ahead and do that. I'll show you guys in a quick little montage. I'm not going to spend a whole time doing it because I'd rather get to shooting this camera and showing you guys what you can get from a camera that's $47. we went out, we tested the Nikkormat. We got the film back. Honestly, I'm pretty impressed. This thing for what, $50? Seal replacement, took me 20 minutes. It's pretty awesome. So before I went out and tested this, I took my light meter inside and I did a spot meter reading on the wall, and then I used the camera's meter as well to see how close they matched up. Basically, I did a test to see if the meter inside was working properly and how close it got to my handheld Sekonic meter. It was only off by like a half of a step. Now the difference, I can only rely on that so much because the Sekonic meter is a lot more narrow of a spot meter. The meter inside this camera, you know, a lot of TTL cameras, for those that don't know, through the lens metering systems, they meter in the center of the frame. So there's a circle inside your viewfinder, and that's where you can point. But what it does is it takes an average. I'd have to look up what the Nikkormat is, but each camera is a little different. You know, they'll average a certain amount of the center with a certain amount of the rest of the frame in the viewfinder. So it was only going to match up so close. I could be wrong there, but anyway, it was close enough. And I said, you know what, let's trust it to a certain extent. And on my test, as I cruised around, I did some, you know, underexposing, some bracket exposure, basically. I trusted the meter dead on, and then I also did some shots where I let it overexpose, I let it underexposed, and I was pretty impressed with the results. We can go ahead here and take a look. I shot on some expired Kodak Gold, and you can definitely see that it's expired. There's some fogging, the colors are off, but regardless, my point with this video was to show you that, like, you can get an awesome camera that has all manual controls, and, you know, although there's certain aspects for me personally that were a little finicky, like you can shoot film for less than $100. Like that one roll, what, costs $7.50, $8? I don't know what the market price is right now on Kodak Gold 200. It was expired, so probably less than that. And then I paid $12 for the seal replacement kit, and I paid $49 for this camera. So we're under $100 here. And this thing's pretty sweet. Like, from my personal opinion, certain things that I didn't like about the camera, but they still work great. When you put the lens on, you know, you have to line up this pin here to the actual aperture. Now, the issue with that is to put it on properly, although it's not hard, you have to turn this. Here, I'll just do it for you guys real quick. So to put the lens on and set the meter properly to whatever your lowest f-stop is. So on this lens, it's an f1.8. This is my Nikkor 105 millimeter. You have to basically turn this all the way to the right. You have to set your lens at a 5.6, line it up, and then hold the aperture while you're doing it so it doesn't move 5.6. Spin, it locks. Then you have to go all the way to the left and all the way to the right. Oh, sorry, I was going the wrong thing. See, this is why it's kind of annoying. It's like you go all the way one way and then you go all the way the other way. Anyway, in my personal opinion, 20 steps, it's time to be very spontaneous and just throw a lens, swap it, and go. However, I'm only saying this because I'm not used to this camera, but it's really cool. For the price, I mean, like, the body alone is super sturdy, all metal. I like it. I'm gonna shoot on this for a little while, and then I'm gonna put it for sale for you guys up on the channel. We'll make announcements on our Instagram when we put this up, but it works. It gets good images. The light meter works. The meter on the top also works properly. I don't have any bad things to say about it, really. You know, it's got the meter inside. I'll show you a screenshot here. There's basically like a plus or a minus, and there's a little needle. As you adjust It tells you to put it in the center. Super easy to follow, easy to load. What I do like is this camera is just all mechanical. The battery is strictly for the light meter itself, so it's quiet. You know, I love the, I honestly just like a lot of stuff about this camera. So yeah, the Nikkormat. I'm gonna put all the images in a slideshow at the end of this video so you can check it all out. But you can't beat the eBay buy, a small repair for what, $49? Let's call it 65 total with the repair and one roll of film. Under $100 you're shooting film, guys. And so, you know, we're not sponsored by them, but just want to shout out Nice Film Lab here in Brooklyn. They have a pretty fast turnaround. Again, not sponsored or affiliated with them. That's just who I had processed them because I have a 6-month-old son, and currently with running Celluloid Collective and shooting YouTube videos and all this other stuff, and also being a full-time cinematographer, I just didn't have time to develop it myself. I usually develop everything at home just because it's cost efficient, and I enjoy it. It's very zen for me. But yeah, guys, the Nikkormat FTN. It's a solid camera. Look for it online if you want one of these. If not, we only have one of them, but we're gonna put it for sale. I'm gonna shoot it, maybe another 2 rolls out of it. I'll post the photos, but the beauty of this is, you know, it works from us. We've showed you tests. And yeah, it's a bang for your buck in my opinion. So that's this episode of Bringing It Back from the Dead, the Nikkormat FTN. If you guys have any suggestions on, you know, cameras you want us to test, or if you find something cool and you're like, hey, can you guys bring this back from the dead? Let us know in the comments. Let us know if you like these videos. We've got a bunch of cool stuff coming, and we appreciate you watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave us a comment. Let us know how we're doing. We're here for you guys, so if you have suggestions, put them down. Thanks. See you next time.